Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is falling dull. Welcome to the Geek Matrix. Hello, everybody. It's not Halloween yet. I don't know why I put on my old man scary voice. It wasn't that scary. I just thought I'd scare you a little bit, but clearly it didn't work because you're still here. Welcome, everyone, to Thursday. And that means it's time for the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show, episode number 269, brought to you by Josh.
Hi.
And me, Rob. Excuse me. Here every week, every Thursday, asterisks, because sometimes we're not.
But most of the time we are, for the most part,
of the time,
sometimes.
Yeah. 99.99999% of the time.
Yep.
99.998% of the time, all three of us are here.
Something close to that anyway.
Yeah. Today, Brandon is out. He's got some stuff to do. He started his new job, so he's stressed out in the real world, man. I feel for the guy. I feel for him. Brandon, take the rest. You deserve it. Pour some monster out for you, bro. Yes, but today we are going to be talking about Detective Comics 1102, Green Arrow number 29, Green Lantern number 28, The Flash number 26, Superman number 31, and Justice League Unlimited number 12. With our honorable mentions today being Green Lantern Dark number 7, Harley Quinn number 55, Immortal Legend Batman number 3, Absolute Wonder Woman number 13, and New History of the DC Universe number 4. And if I can kick things off, have you read New History yet?
No.
Oh,
not.
Okay.
But
there's nothing juicy. It's just it's such a really cool set of books.
Go ahead. You can feel free to talk about it. I just don't have anything to talk back about it.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm not worried about spoilers because it's going forward. That's but I don't care.
There really are no spoilers because you've read it all already. You know all this stuff by now. It's just really cool to have, after all the crises that have happened over the past 10 years and multiversal resets over the past 35 years, 40 years, it's nice to finally have like a concrete, okay, this is the timeline, and it includes the multiversal resets, and it includes Doomsday Clock, and it includes all the shenanigans of memory loss and memory wipes and people disappearing and people reappearing, and it does not include...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is something that I am aware of.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to need you to let a nice long breath out and get ready to receive joy.
It does not include Heroes in Crisis.
Whoop whoop! Can I get it?
It is not mentioned at all. It skips right over it. But that also means it skips over the part where Wally goes on a psychedelic tour across hyper time, or whatever the fuck that was, when it becomes like equal parts Dr. Manhattan and Metron, and meets Tempest Fugonaut, and yeah, apparently that's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm bummed about because I really like that story, but whatever.
It was a good, nice little trip. I enjoyed. Not very many people did, but
Flash Forward was a fun little Flash journey. It was unnecessary. It was completely unnecessary, but I guess it was like at the same time semi-necessary because it brought him into death metal, and he helped save the day with those abilities that he had gained and the knowledge he'd gained through Flash Forward. It just sucks that he had to go through Heroes in Crisis to do that. But hey, doesn't matter now. It's not that it's erased from continuity. It's not like it never happened. It's just not worth mentioning, according to New History of the DC Universe. So everything that's in that book, I will say, is concrete, is like the biggest moments. There's a couple that I'm just like kind of like, they covered a lot of stuff since New 52.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not even that. They covered a lot of intricate stuff from Rebirth. but then other stuff from like the 90s onward, because this issue opens up at Blackest Night and then goes right on to DCKO and catches us up to the present day. um, but it goes into a lot of minute details. Like it mentions the multiple times that Dick Grayson was character assassinated, like when he got shot in the head and became Rick Grayson, when he faked his death and became Agent 37. um, which I say character assassinated, but I've always, I know, great. I think Grayson is a fantastic fucking book.
I know you
When
do.
he was Agent 37, it was peak, but he wasn't Nightwing, so it was kind of weird. Um,
Very weird.
but it goes into all that little stuff, and like it brings up the Court of Owls, um, brings up the most recent stuff in Green Lantern with the what the hell was his name leading the United Planets Lantern Corps. It's just some
Theros.
minor, yeah, Theros, some minor stuff that I never would have thought would be like included in this kind of book when they're not mentioning like some stuff from 2000's Teen Titans, like the giant roster and then the giant roster that died. So it's just kind of surprising as all. Unless they did and I forgot and that was in issue 3, because that would have been in issue 3. But it's just I picking and choosing some of the stuff was kind of weird. And it flew, we talked about it when the first issue came out. It flew right through a great number of decades in the
It
very first
really
issue.
did.
And then the last issue covered like the last hell 20 years. Not even like 15 years. 15, 16 years. Because it opened up a Blackest Night and that was 2009.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. It was weirdly paced, I think, and how Mark Wade picked what moments to include and what moments to exclude. I'm very curious on his thought process. I'm very curious if any of this is going to have any ramifications going forward. Like if this is the
Our
current
big moments.
DC Bible, like what big moments are these? Are they going to call back to? And are they going to call back to other stuff that was not included in this? Right?
It
So,
is it just going forward? Is it now the Bible? Is it now canon that Heroes in Crisis did not happen?
yeah, that's the thing.
So I mean, I not just because of Heroes in Crisis, but to me, unless you're saying this is where we are at, and these are the things that have happened, this is the Bible going forward, then there was no point in this series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It very much a no reason for it if it's not to say this is it, not this is some of it, because then it doesn't nail anything down.
Yeah. But if that is the case, like I said, there's a lot of like really cool moments or really interesting moments or really big moments that were excluded. And I'm not talking about Heroes of Christ. I'm talking about other stuff as well. I'd have to go back and look at some of the stuff. Obviously, they can't include everything in the 80 plus years of DC history and the 300, 3,000 million plus years of in continuity history and future stories. But
Maybe make it 12 issues. I'm just saying.
yeah, make it 1 decade per issue. Then
Mm-hmm.
it'd be a real fucking Bible. Here's the DC Testament. Yeah, I don't know. It's done now. We're caught up. The whole thing was told from Barry Allen, still powerless, just trying to make sense of the universe as it is and the timeline. And it sounds like he did. And he finishes off with all the heroes are currently going into the middle of the earth to fight to save the world against potentially Darkseid. I'm going off planet. Peace out. Actually, it ends. I won't say how it really ends, but it has a nice little moment with Barry at the end. I thought that was kind of just like a cute little nod to the readers. I think.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Wade loves his Flash.
Oh yeah. And hell, We're going to be talking about a Mark Wade Flash later today. I'm so stoked to bring that up.
We
That's going to be
definitely
fun.
are. But before we get to the books, is there any other news that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, buddy, is there ever?
Uh oh.
Excuse me. So we finally have a release date and a potential price for the long-awaited, highly anticipated Marvel Cosmic Invasion 2D side-scroller pixel-based beat 'em up game. It is releasing December 1st of this year and will cost at least what was posted on the Nintendo Play Store, $30 US. There's no price listed on Steam. That's the only price I've seen, so that's what I'm basing it off of right now. And honestly, that makes sense price wise because that is very comparable to other games of this caliber. They've all been around that same price too. So I think it's fair, at least with the content we're getting in this based off the demo that I played. It's a much better than the Power Rangers one that we got last year. I really like the Power Rangers one, but it was lacking in a lot of content for a $30 price tag. So this one looks to be a lot more fun. I think there was some movie news. Oh yeah, there's some very big, interesting movie news. The Energon Universe adult animated series is potentially coming. It is being shopped around, and Joe Henderson is the
Big
showrunner.
Joe?
It's being shopped around to buyers, and hopefully somebody picks it up. And in the next few years, we will have an Energon Universe animated series. And this is it's not just a Transformers show; it is Transformers, GI Joe, and Void Rivals. It is taking the entire Energon universe into one animated series, adult animated series, in the same vein as Invincible. So take that as you will. They're not pulling any punches here.
No, it's adult, so they're definitely it's going to aim at that TVM
Yeah.
rating.
It's going to be gruesome at times. There might be some, it's probably going to be some swearing at times, and it's going to deal with some of the heavier Transformers themes that most properties don't really dive into. Like,
What it
I'm a
looks like
giant
when a
robot on a
human
squishy
fights a
planet.
yeah,
Yeah,
what a giant robot looks like when they fight a 5'11" dude. What that 5'11" dude looks like after.
exactly. That 5'11" dude looks like ketchup.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Like,
For
oh,
those.
somebody spilled their milkshake.
For anybody that read the first arc of Skybound Transformers, you know what we're talking about. You have Starscream literally squishing a dude. I think Thundercracker did the same thing. Optimus Prime stepped on a deer accidentally and killed it. As
Accidentally.
just accidentally, but still, he just straight up stepped on a deer. He's just like basking in this world. Like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Crunch. Like, oh, what the fuck? It's just, oh god, it was such a heavy scene, but it was so cool. Yeah, so expect a lot of that stuff. And shit, I can't wait. I hope it gets picked up. I would love to see that. Okay, I think that is about it for movie news. All right, yeah. Last week we all talked about on Discord how Jared Leto is playing Skeletor in the live-action Masters of the Universe movie next year. Yeah, which is that's old news, but still. Josh is oddly silent right now. Oh, you're muted. That's why.
I'm muted.
I thought you were just like giving the screen a death stare. Like I have no
No.
words for this shit. I was kind of surprised.
No, not that I'm here to shit on Leto for any of his movies, but when it comes to He-Man and Masters of the Universe, I'm a big ass fan. And there's nobody that should play Skeletor other than Willem Dafoe. I mean, he was born to do it.
Honestly, it's a pretty good pick, I gotta say.
He can do the voice, he can do the attitude. It's absolutely everything. He was almost perfect for the Green Goblin. He'd be 100% perfect for Skeletor. All I need to hear him do is say nincompoop. And I promise you, in Mike Flynn.
Fair enough. I'm honestly down for that, but I think it's too late
Yeah, it's too late now.
now. Yeah.
Or is it? You could always. Yeah, no, they've already started filming. I don't have a lot of hopes for this film,
I know you don't, but
but
you never know. Could be good. I mean,
hopefully, yeah, could be
the
good.
last few Jared Leto movies have been major flops, but it could be good.
Not. It's not Jared Leto being attached that makes me worry. It's the chick from Riverdale.
Look, I know how you feel about that, but she's really not that bad an actress. She was given bad scripts. It was a horrible story. The actors were fine.
I
I
wouldn't
think
go
you'll
that
be
far.
pleasantly surprised by Camila Mendez.
That dude that plays Archie should, like, if he's gonna remain in show business, he should stay on the other side of the camera. He's absolute dog shit. He looks ridiculous. He acts ridiculous. He sounds ridiculous.
He's Australian. That's why he sounded ridiculous. His
That's not
accent
why
was
he
not
sounds
good.
ridiculous. Charlie Hunnam's Australian. He never sounded ridiculous.
That's because he can cover up an accent pretty good.
Aja Pat or whatever the fuck his name was.
AJ Kappa.
AJ Kappa. Yeah, no,
No,
he's
KJ Appa.
whatever
Something
it
like
is. Absolute dog shit actor.
Apparently, he's really good down in Australia, though. Apparently, like the stuff he's done in Australia was fantastic.
Mhm. Well, I suppose
That's what
I
I've heard.
didn't see any
I
of
don't know.
that.
Camila Mendez, though, can certainly fucking act. Though I will definitely double down on that. I've seen her in multiple things, and she's been good in everything. I've
Well,
always said,
I've seen her in like 2 or 3 things, and she's never been good in any of it.
what the fuck?
I thought I was just gonna have to give her a pass because I was like, oh wait a second, oh my god, I'm watching The Studio, and she's really good in that. It's not her, it's Chase Sue Wonders. My bad. They kind of mixed it up.
God. I'm starting to think you're just really harsh on actors. I don't know.
Nah. I always like what's his face? Oh damn it, the twin that played Jughead.
Oh yeah, one of the I think that was Cole Sprouse.
Okay. I think that he's a good actor. I think that
Yeah.
he could be a good actor. I think that that role was just absolute dog shit.
Oh yeah. Well, every role on that show was horrible. The actors did what they had to do, though.
But
It was the worst. But definitely Dylan Sprouse did the best that he could with that.
the best actors on that show, and I'm going to say the only good actors on that show, are whichever Sprouse brother it was,
Yeah.
and whoever it was that played Reggie.
Reggie was really good.
Reggie is really good. He's
Yeah.
a hell of an actor. I've
Yeah.
seen him in a couple of other things too, and he's really good.
Yeah. No, he was solid.
I saw Camila Mendez in some kind of a horror movie, and it felt like it was a Riverdale spinoff.
That's because you're watching a B horror movie. If you're watching a horror movie looking for good acting, you're not going to find it.
That's nonsense.
there's, horror movies are all tropes, and that's it. That's my hot take.
All movies are all tropes.
The horror movie is the worst for tropes. That's all it is. Second worst.
Movie.
Third worst.
Coming of age movie.
Those could be fun though. They don't exist anymore. That's the problem.
They do too. They're all just softcore porn. It's like, I don't want to watch a movie about a 15-year-old masturbating. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah. Like the coming of age movies you grew up with and our parents grew up with and I grew up with, they don't exist anymore. That whole genre has kind of just disappeared.
Yeah,
And yes,
because of the
my coming of
family
age movies
friendly.
were like American Pie and not another teen movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know about
softcore porn,
that.
but
That went out the way of comedy. That's what happened
yeah,
there. But I'm thinking more along the lines of
Stand by
Monster
Me.
Squad and Goonies and movies like that.
Yeah, yeah, and there's just
Those just
not.
don't
They
get
don't
made
really exist
anymore.
anymore. Yeah,
Uh, And Rob, you had a look on your face that said you had no idea what Monster Squad
I have
is.
no idea what Monster
And,
Squad is.
oh, I'm so disappointed in you. I'm gonna need you to watch it this weekend.
This week I have no time. I'm sorry.
You will make time. Watch it at work.
This ain't Home
It's an
Depot,
hour
Mac.
and a half, and you're going to be disappointed that you did not have this movie.
I'm gonna look it up
If
right
you,
now.
that you were not watching this movie as a kid, it's
Monster
pretty cool.
Squad. 1987, The Monster Squad.
That's it.
Dracula, The Fishman,
Dracula.
Frankenstein,
Yep. They all come back.
horror comedy.
Yep. That's good.
Interesting. Michael Faustino.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Jason Hervey. Holy shit. When's the last time you heard that name?
1983. 1987.
Interesting. I'll check it out.
You should.
I do like a good horror comedy. Is it kid friendly?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
How old?
3.
Then yes.
Okay, good.
It drops a couple of curse words.
That's fine.
Yeah. Like, damn.
That's fine. She
And I
hears
think
that on a
and
daily
I
basis.
think it might say damn and ass. That's it.
She's ridden in the car when I've been driving. She's heard worse.
Right. So then yes.
Yeah.
She's completely fine.
She's heard me call more people dickheads than she's ever heard on TV.
Perfect. This is a missed classic. This should be like The Great Pumpkin. This should be like required holiday. Get around with the family. Let's watch some kids kick Dracula's ass movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that? Plus, I'm going to tell you, you're going to love Frankenstein.
Who doesn't?
You're going to love him even more.
Actually, I didn't in that shitty movie, I, Frankenstein.
Fair enough.
I swear it was like the last thing Aaron Eckhart did, and that's a damn shame.
Yeah. Forget he died.
Wait, what?
Isn't that why it's the last thing he did?
I thought he'd like retired.
Oh, maybe that's what it was then. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's still alive. What the? Don't do that,
Well,
Josh.
then, that's why I forgot he died then, because he didn't.
He didn't.
Somebody came and got the other side of his face.
Oh my god. Oh no, he was in something a couple of years ago called The Bricklayer.
Well, there you go.
He was in Sully and he was in London Has Fallen, but that was a sequel. I, Frankenstein was 2014, and oh my god, was it total dog shit. It's one
I
of
can't
two
wait for the new
movies where
film.
I've got to the end and I've just laughed my ass off. It's like, why did I
Was
waste
Van
my
Helsing
time?
one of them?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I recognize how bad that movie is. I recognize how cheesy it is, but the cheesiness makes me just enjoy it more.
Thank you.
It's so over the top about shit that I can't hate it. It did not take itself seriously in a number of moments.
It's, to me, I feel like they made it in the same vein as classic 80s monster movies.
Yeah,
And a
and
lot of
action
people
movies.
just failed to see it that way.
Yeah. I mean, what didn't help was the gratuitous boobage, and
How could that not help?
because that's all people saw.
That's look. At the end of the day, everybody loves boobs. There's nobody that
Yes,
doesn't love boobs. Even gay men love boobs.
they're fun.
Everybody loved boobs.
Yeah.
So boobs had nothing to do with
I mean, a lot of people just paid attention to the boobs. I remember that. Or maybe that was just me and I'm forgetting things. I don't know. Maybe I
that.
was just influenced by the sexy vampires. I don't know.
Sexy vampires will get you every damn time.
It's like was sitting in that movie and I was just like the dean from Community. Oh, this better not awaken anything in me. And little did I know, it did. Uh, what can you do? But there was that, and then there was like the awkward 3D CGI ish fight between Monster Dracula and Werewolf Van Helsing, and it was just the ending was kind of sloppy. Yeah, that
Yeah,
wasn't great. But it was also like what, 2005?
yeah.
Yeah.
In a way to throw two huge big names together.
Yeah. If
Well,
that was a Castlevania movie, it would have made money. Fucking money.
right.
Oh my
Definitely,
god.
definitely would have.
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised we haven't had a Castlevania movie yet. It writes itself. Seriously, it's so fucking easy. You have a shit ton of monsters. You have a guy with a whip. You have Dracula turns into a monster, and throw in some sexy vampires. Sold.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a fandom.
Exactly. It's gonna make bank.
You're gonna have a fandom that wants to know answers. And
Answers to what?
Castlevania is hard to keep track of.
Oh well, here's the thing,
Yeah,
and
it's the
I lived through
craziest
this.
game of Who's Your Daddy ever.
I will okay, so I lived through the animated series, the anime from the past 5 years. There was two series,
hmm
6 seasons total. I didn't get through all of Bloodlines. I really should go back and finish it. Um, and I was following the subreddit heavily when those shows are coming out because I'm a huge Castlevania fan. I played a shit ton of the
hmm
games. Haven't played all of them, but I love them all. The ones that I have played, I mean.
Right.
And there was a big divide in the fandom during the time of the animated series because a lot of the gamers that grew up with Castlevania haven't had a new game in like 10 years, maybe 15 years. I don't remember when Order of Ecclesia came out.
So
We're posting on the subreddit like, okay, like fans that are coming into this because they watched the Netflix show, we implore you, play the games, buy them, try them out, and like see where the origins came from because not only is it a lot of fun, but it's gonna say to Konami, maybe people want to play these games and we want more games. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to play the fucking games. I just like the show.
yeah,
Yeah. So
unfortunately.
that was a fucking problem. But if there ever is a live action movie, because the animated series took a lot of liberties with the story as well. The thing was written by Warren fucking Ellis. Okay, it took a lot of liberties with the story. There was very few connections to the game than there was at all. It was mostly names of characters, and that's about it. You saw
Yeah,
some cool monsters. If you know the monster library in Castlevania, and you found so you saw some monsters here and there, like, oh, I know what that is. Fucking pole arm. That's that giant boss that everybody hates. Yeah, that's about it. So I think if they ever did a live action Castlevania and they took a few liberties on the story, I think it'll be fine because the fans are still going to go watch it. And I think nowadays people are a little less, excuse me, concerned with um story accuracy as opposed to we're just going to see this as a new adventure in this world. We've seen multiple takes of the same characters already. I'm going to enjoy this. If this is Simon Belmont hunting Dracula in a giant fucked up castle and there's monsters everywhere, I like it.
yeah. It would have to be a trilogy. The first one would be all about Simon. The second one would have to bring in and feature heavily Alucard, and then the third one is Dracula going down. That's what it would have to be.
Oh, you think the first one wouldn't even have Dracula going to see? I think it would be cool if they made it like you could call it a trilogy still, but make it like an anthology, right? So you have the first one with Simon, Um, he defeats Dracula at the end of the night, but there's a baby. And in the second one, the baby grows up. It's Alucard. Simon has a kid. We'll say, I don't think Richter was his kid, but we'll call it Richter. Right? Because Richter's like the second most famous Belmont in the clan. Richter and Alucard semi grow up together. Knows that Alucard's a vampire, and then what's this? Dracula's castle's back. We must kill my father, etc., etc. They kill Dracula, and then you flash forward again to the year 2025, modern day. Soma Cruz, reincarnation of Dracula. That
Fighting up against Travis
was
or Trevor.
fun.
I mean,
Trevor. Well, no, because Trevor would be like 200 years dead at this point. But you could have like
character name.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing the Morris clan pop up because fucking Portrait of Ruin was one of the all-time best. I don't care what anybody says. That game was fucking fantastic.
I feel like making an anthology is gonna make it easier for people to not go see the subsequent movies.
But that's
where if you make them a sequel, that makes you have
anthology, but also sequel. Where like I say anthology because it's a new story and it's new actors, but it's following what happened in the previous one. Right. So at the
series then.
At the end of the first one, Simon finds a baby after he kills Dracula. That happens to be Alucard. And then in the second one, Simon's like retired, fucked off somewhere, so that actor's not in it. And then you just have Trevor and or not Trevor, you have Richter and Alucard. Brand new actors, brand new story, but it's still a sequel. Right? And you don't have to watch the first one to watch the second one, but if you watch the first one and then you watch the second one, you'll appreciate it more, right? It's one of those kind of stories.
I dig it. So I guess just somebody out there do it.
Please.
Without a Riverdale star.
Please. AJ Kappa, KJ Appa, whatever the fuck his name is, he's going to be playing Simon. No, honestly, if
Zappa out of it.
If I would honestly want fucking like God, what the hell is the name of the guy that played Thor? What are those brothers?
The Helmsworths?
I'd want a Hemsworth. I want a Hemsworth playing Simon.
No, Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner's a little old now and he's not as bulky. See, Simon, I want bulky. Right? Simon, I want like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan the Barbarian bulky. Richter can be a little leaner, but Simon, I want bulky.
Why?
Because it reminds me of the old box art. And Simon was always a bulky character, and it always looked fantastic. It was later characters that were more lean, a lot thinner. But Simon was always like a really muscular guy, and I kind of like that.
Look, the bigger an actor gets, the less talented they are. So
tell that to Chris Hemsworth. Dude is huge and he's hella talented. Tell that to Jason Momoa. Dude is massive and he's hella talented.
I mean, hella popular and really good at playing a particular kind of character.
Yeah. But he plays those kind of characters really, really, really well. Chris Hemsworth, though, all around is just fucking fantastic. That's why I want Chris Hemsworth playing Simon. It's like Thor, but without the Norse mythology. Instead of a hammer, he's got a whip.
Aren't him and Jeremy Renner like the same age?
I didn't think so. Are they?
They're pretty damn close, aren't they? Here, I'll take Jeremy Renner.
I was already looking him up. Jeremy Renner is 54. Chris Hemsworth is 42.
Ah.
Yeah.
54. Wow.
Maybe it was Mark Ruffalo. It's 57.
No, I knew Mark Ruffalo was almost 60.
Yeah.
Didn't know Jeremy Renner was. Doesn't look it. All right. Did we have any other news?
Yes, so we can finally actually get into comic news. And I've stopped talking about Castlevania for I can fucking go on about Castlevania.
We're whipping it.
Yep. Today, so apparently, DC solicits leaked early. I think they're supposed to come tomorrow. Um, but included in that,
Typically.
some I don't know if it's actually connected, but we got our first look at interior art for Batman Deadpool #1 coming out next month, and there's interior art for all 5 stories.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Dan Mora's Batman Deadpool story. You had Hayden Sherman with John Constantine and Doctor Strange, Amanda Connor on the Hulk, Harley Quinn, Bruno Redondo's art for um, Wolverine Nightwing, and my God, does it look good! Oh my goodness, I can't wait. And Dennis Cowan on Static Miss Marvel. They all look fantastic. Okay, I'll be honest with. Okay, some panels in Dennis Cowan's art's not great. I'm gonna be honest with you, but the rest looks fantastic
Every time.
every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
I can let down in a Dennis Cowan book, but however, Joshua Williams shit looks like it costs $1 million a page.
And finally, I thought there was another one, but I can't find it now. Space Kicker on Instagram, aka Jeremy. I was gonna say Jeremy Renner, Jeremy Adams, announced. It was broken by the Popverse.com, as far as I know. Green Lantern is going to have a DCKO tie-in, and it will be starring Kyle Rayner specifically as he gets flown across the galaxy in the big tournament where he lands in a wrestling ring headed up by the Wrestling Across the Multiverse Federation, and he goes up against one
Wrestling across
special
the
man,
multiverse.
Omega Bandman.
Tell you what I'm gonna do, brother. I'm
Yep.
so excited. I love Omega Bandman.
Bandman.
So cool. Downside is I have this feeling that just because his name has Omega in it, they're gonna make him evil.
I hope not. He's just
Yep.
a fun guy.
He's just a fun guy that loves to wrestle, but I feel like they're gonna infuse him with Omega energy. I do.
Please no. Please no. um he did say though that this will be the secret origin of Omega Bandman.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna see that as well. It's just pure fun. It's just pure fucking fun. The comments are just like clamoring for Omega Bandman on the post. Everybody's just happy and excited. Oh my god. It's gonna be great. I love Omega Bandman. Who doesn't? If anybody doesn't like Omega Bandman, I'm sorry, you hate fun.
You hate fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not.
Exactly. Because you can't. There is no
I
argument.
usually would argue a statement like that from Rob about a character, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like Omega Bandman is just fun.
He is.
No drama attached to it, no nothing. He just wants to whoop your ass and then shake your hand after.
Yeah. That's it.
And that's only if there's a belt on the line.
Hell, even then.
Still wants to shake your hand after.
Yeah.
All right, I can't stop eating them. So big shout out to all these brands. Sweet and savory bar mix. This shit's fucking delicious. I never eat on a podcast, and I can't stop.
Well then.
Obviously not a bait commercial.
No, no, definitely not. Also, one more shout out before we get into the books that I want to give because I'm a huge fan. Shout out to the Toronto Blue Jays for making it to the World Series. Fuck
Boo.
you, Josh. Is my time. It's the Jays' time. World Series, here we come. First time since 1993.
It is time for the TOBJs to come out on top.
That is right. No more LA Dodgers. Thank
Well,
you
let me
very
tell you,
much.
if BJs are coming out from any other place than on top, it's not being done right. But on this,
Oh, God.
God.
He'll be here all night, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. All right, with that, I think I'm about out of news.
Oh, I've got news. FCC just ripped me. No, I'm just kidding. Oh boy.
And we're canceled.
And we're canceled. Some bitch. Not even say anything about Trump this time. All right.
The show's still young. It's not too late.
Oh, excuse me. All right. Well, with no more news, we've got another part of this show that we usually do, and it's talk about comic books.
Yeah. Believe it or
And
not, we
to
do
do
that on
away
a
with the
comics
mystery of what's coming first, it's Detective Comics number 1102, as told to us by Rob.
And it will be told to you by Rob as soon as I can find the fucking credits page.
Credits page. You gotta write
There it
down,
is.
man.
It's always I hate when it's at the end of the issue. Right, this is the Courage That Kills Part 2, written by Tom Taylor, art, color, and cover from Mikel Yanine, letters from Wes Abbott. Right, that's it. There's usually 4 names, so it always throws me off when there's only 3. So
Right.
we pick up and get back to the front of the issue where we left off last issue. Batman has been infected by this virus that he found while investigating the ship. If y'all remember, with it's the Courage That Kills. Mr. Terrific has been kind of quarantining him and keeping track of his stuff and sent his samples out for other excuse me, other tests from other doctors, and all have basically come back to say that he can come out of isolation for now. He is no longer contagious, but the symptoms will get worse as time goes on, and you have about 34 hours before you need to quarantine again. So Bruce is going to use those 34 hours very efficiently by getting to the bottom of this mystery and using some resources that he found on the ship with a logo that was apparently to a company called King Chemicals. It's a herbicide company. And excuse me, it is tied to a man named Lewis King, apparently originally from Toronto. Shout out, but not in a good way. Now a rich man, Bruce heads over there with his date, Princess Caroline, being all
Sweet
undercover and shit. He gets right in close with Lewis King. They have some poker time, do some gambling, and then the two men set apart. Um, 27 hours still quarantined. He's still in Casnia having I guess, fucking bourbon, whatever. He's having a drink with Lewis King. Getting to know each other a bit more as Lewis lets slip that he's also from Gotham. Um, Barbara then investigates this Lewis King a little bit more, and apparently Lewis King does not exist. He's actually from Gotham. He was never from Toronto. Batman then keeps track of him, heads out towards where Lewis King ends up, finds some gigantic, what he thought was a laboratory, but seems more like a mine or a manufacturing facility. Um, but then that facility begins to come down around him and all the workers trapped inside, which was all set up by Lewis King, who reveals himself to be the Lion. And basically looks the same thing. His hair's more tousled up, and he wears a weird mask. Um, and it's at this point, readers, where it dawned on me, you had a man named Lewis King, calls himself the Lion. Yes, Tom Taylor made the Lion King a Batman villain.
Yep. Isn't that awesome? I fucking love it. I'm going to keep it with being a Wizard of Oz thing, but still love
it. Yeah, so they have a fight, but Bruce is really fucked up, not only from being infected by the virus, but also having a building fall on top of him. Ribs broken. He's blacking out.
Also,
Just
like the Wizard of Oz.
yeah. Just barely is able to get the Batwing to uh, help him escape. The Lion does not catch him. He heads back to wherever the hell the Batplane's going to take him as he blacks out. Um, his internal monologue saying that he doesn't have time to black out because he needs to quarantine soon. So who knows when he's going to wake up. Basically, the Lion is a very formidable foe. Batman's got his work cut out for him. But
Yeah.
as a detective story goes, it is still fucking fantastic. I love what Tom Taylor's doing here. It is really cool. The whole Lion King thing is probably not true. It's just like kind of coincidental. But I couldn't help but laugh when I came across that Lewis King is the lion. He's the Lion King. It fucking writes itself. Um, Interesting villain. There was another
What?
scene where
No, no,
some people
no.
broke
It's
somebody
Wizard of
out of
Oz,
Arkham
man.
Tower.
If I were the king of the forest. It's still Cowardly Lion.
I don't know, man.
Cowardly Lion.
I guess.
He even has a song. King of the Forest.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you. That makes sense. It's fair. Yeah, there was another scene that I didn't bring up where some people broke someone out of Arkham Tower. We don't know who it was. Um, I suspect it was the Riddler just based on the red hair, but who the fuck knows? So that's going to have some ramifications, whatever the hell that's about. But there's just mysteries all over the place in this book, and I love it. He's really hammering home the idea of detective comics, and I love that Tom Taylor's doing that. He's really delivering in this book right now. Just keep it going, man. This is fantastic. The art with Mikel Yanin, so freaking good. The character work is really good. The mystery is really good, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Keeps you in suspense the entire time. There's very little to dislike here. I'm giving this an 8.75 out of 10.
Nice. I mean, I think it's a really interesting detective story with a new villain, and we get to see Bruce being human as Batman and having to escape instead of pulling some miracle off. That's always good. Him
Yeah.
fighting the infection and seemingly losing earlier than anticipated has me really curious as about where this is going to go from here. And as far as the art goes, I'm just so ridiculously jealous of the talent that Mikkel Anin has. Um, this detective run is where it's at. I've been clamoring for it. Rob's been clamoring for it. We've been begging for just detective stories in detective, and this is awesome. It's 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 a great solo Batman detective story, and it's the best in every way. I love it. 8.5 out of 10. Oops, and I forgot to turn that on. That there is the Batman cover for Detective Comics, and this, with a swing and a miss on that first cover, is Green Arrow number 29, written by Chris Condon, drawn by Montos, colored by Adriano Lucas, with letters by Bodwin.
Bodwin.
Bodwin? That's Spells like bow. French people are weird. With a cover from Torin Clark.
I don't
Roy
know. I gotta
and
check it.
Leanne. What's that?
So I don't really know. I gotta double check it.
Roy and Leanne, both in costume, spending time helping the woman from the last issue, Caroline Lemus, sitting with her until she's admitted into the hospital that they took her to. The rest of the issue is all Ollie. He's tracking down Noyce's connections to the drug from the Crimson Archer and finds one that he wasn't expecting. Herb Varney, from his time he spent working with the CIA, someone that he taught that an arrow can deliver all kinds of things, not just an arrowhead. Something like perhaps a hypodermic needle. He moves to confront Noyce after finding a secret passageway in his office, and it takes him to a secret basement level, which is a bit of an understatement as it's a basement mega laboratory making the Crimson drug. And while he doesn't find Noyce, he does find the Crimson Archer, who immediately knows who Green Arrow is, and he is not a fan. I don't know about you, but I am so sick of Roy and Leanne having a solid relationship that's helping both of the characters grow and develop. And Ollie striking hard to dig through a mystery, ultimately once again helping the underdogs while taking down the corporate dynasty behind it. Who wants that fucking Green Arrow? Come
That's
on.
not what I said before
I
with Green
need I
Arrow.
need to put him in space or have him make more references to family than Vin Diesel or in a fist fight with Doomsday or written as a smart aleck in a non-team player book, in a team book. Who wants this drivel? And the art, like, could art even possibly reflect what the story is telling better in both style and tone than this? Fucking gross. Who wants that? This entire story has been freaking amazing. Since Condon, Montos, and Lucas took over, and nobody wants a good Green Arrow book. Nobody. Thank goodness it's getting canceled.
For those that might be deaf to sarcasm, he was being facetious.
9 out of 10.
He was not serious in most of that review.
Not at all.
He is
9 out of 10.
devastated.
9 out of 10.
9
This
out of
book,
10.
it is one of the dumbest decisions that DC has made in the last few years is canceling this book. It is so dumb. So dumb. Even if it's not getting a lot of sales right now, the amount of money you would make off of trades of this later if you kept it going would be huge.
Yeah.
Because people are going to want to read about somebody doing shit like this here in the nearby future. Real dumb idea. Me personally, yeah. The summary, 100% legit. The review, 100% sarcasm, and having all of that is an absolute blessing in a Green Arrow book for sure. 9 out of 10.
I agree with everything Josh said and more. Story's fantastic. It honestly is just perfect to see Roy be happy for a change, just spend time with his daughter. And this is speaking as somebody who has a daughter that he loves watching grow up. It's really nice to see. Um, and I really hope we would get to see more of that, but unfortunately not. Um, yeah, it's just a
Thank
damn shame this
goodness.
is the last story arc. It's just so fucking good. Damn it, DC, you're making a big mistake.
So dumb.
9 out of 10.
I gotta tell you, if Wayne was here, he'd say something to you.
Wayne.
So dumb.
Oh, that Wayne. Who the fuck is Wayne? Did we get a new co-host I didn't hear about?
Nope. No, our only unspoken co-host is Jimmy. And he hasn't been off the shelf in a while.
I don't like Jimmy.
Nobody likes Jimmy.
He's creepy.
I'm gonna start doing every podcast with Jimmy.
Oh God. And this is why I quit.
You can't quit.
Jimmy
Uh,
can take my spot if you love Jimmy so much.
Jimmy is just for reasons that can't be disclosed, just won't be able to carry on after I'm gone. He's just it's just not gonna be possible.
Just
He's
make it like Scarface and Albert Wesker.
oh yeah,
Somehow he'll survive.
somehow he'll survive.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
God, sorry. It's
that
been a
is
long
quite
fucking
all
week.
right. Next up, like our misleading cover shows us, Green Lantern number 28.
Yeah, a very, very misleading cover. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. For months now, I've seen this cover. I've read the solicitation. I thought for sure I would have bet money that Jeremy Adams was going to pull the trigger on a Carol and Hal engagement,
Yep.
but apparently not. So,
Star-crossed
spoilers, that does
lovers
not happen.
with moons in their eyes. Oh boy.
All right, this is Green Lantern number 28, written by Jeremy Adams with art from V. Ken Marion, colors from Romulo Fajardo Jr., and letters from Dave Sharp with the cover from Zermanico. And spoiler alert, this might just be my favorite of the week.
Well, thanks for that. Now they've got
It,
nothing to look forward to.
it is really fucking good. I said might be.
Uh-huh.
It might not be. I have to look again. In fact, I think I need to go back to the comic shop and just get this cover because it is fucking gorgeous.
It is really good.
I
It
picked
is
up a
really
big
good.
cover.
And it's hard to turn down Zermanico art.
Yeah, but somehow I did. I think I'm regretting it.
Sounds like regret to me.
Yeah, I don't even remember what fucking cover I got. I just remember I got a variant. I'm just like, fuck. The more I look at this cover, the more I like it. I should have thought harder. Anyway, so we open up at the Castle of the Desolate Stone, where the Starbreaker Corps once laid home. Laid home. Once called home. I don't know.
You know what,
Um,
Rob? You just
yeah,
when it's time for you and Ange to renew your vows
yeah,
in 10 years,
yeah,
right? When you do that,
yeah.
you go dressed as Hal and she goes dressed as Carol.
I honestly tried to include some Star Sapphire stuff in our wedding as well. I think I can make it happen for the renewal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As
Make
I
it make it so number 1.
I showed her this cover too when I was talking about this issue and like this is I was telling her like I thought for sure that Carol and Hal were gonna like get engaged and like maybe just maybe and I showed her that cover. I'm like so I looked at her. I'm like, you know, you were always my Star Sapphire, right? And she's like, "You're on Green Lantern." I'm like, "Oh, I love you. I love you too." And yeah, so maybe for our renewal, I can make some Star Sapphire, Green Lantern stuff happen.
There you go. Then you
Maybe.
just you got all these years between now and then to start referencing her as Star Sapphire, so it becomes something
Yeah,
special to her too.
really hammer it home. See, I had, well, I still have the freebie plastic rings that you got with the Blackest Night fucking 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And I gave her the Star Sapphire one. I don't know what happened to it, but I ended up with two or three. So I think Haley's got one of them. Yeah,
I
I
bet
don't
you
know.
could find a real fancy one on Etsy and give her that for your renewal.
That would be brilliant. That's a good idea.
Bet you could find one like made out of metal and shit. Hell yeah.
Shit, I actually know where to find one made out of metal.
There you go. God
Damn.
damn. I'm a genius. You know, I mean,
I gotta write this shit down. Fuck. You know what? You're invited to our wedding renewal in 10 years. Well, no, it's already been three, so
yeah.
in seven
It's 7
years.
years.
In 7 years.
Sounds like a plan, man.
So when you're living in whatever state you're living in 7 years, it's not that far of a trip to come to Toronto,
Not a problem.
okay? Anyway, Castle of the Desolate Stone, Green Lantern Corps are just picking through the rubble, trying to find the Book of Oa, and Guy and Joe do find it. Guy gets a little overzealous about the book and just wants to not only make sure it's safe, but also get right back into reading it. Because if you remember, he became a super nerd about this book and was trying to decipher as much as he could about it. One thing he found, though, is that Starbreaker was actually able to decipher more of it than Guy was. Guy did discover that reading it in different spectrums revealed more of the text on the pages, and Starbreaker was able to just solidify those pages. And
Well,
they,
some of them.
yeah, some of them. He turns to a page that he never saw before. It just says Hal Jordan. So
In
they call Hal
huge letters.
from Coast City to come right on back to Oa as he's busy catching a bunch of criminals that escaped from the science cells during the giant battle. Um, so he heads back to Oa just in time to see Connor L. Superboy, Connor Kent, being blasted away by Kyle Rayner as they're testing his White Lantern abilities because he's still able to do that and he has become a shonen protagonist.
Hmm.
I don't fucking care who you are. If you looked at that
Mm-hmm.
page of Kyle transforming into the White Lantern and you did not see this is a fucking shonen anime, then I don't know what's going on.
Off panel, there was a Kamehameha.
Yes. Yeah, so that all happened. Kyle lost his power right quickly. They're testing to see how long it takes for him to repower. But meanwhile, Hal heads straight to core leader Cruz, Jessica Cruz, um, where she is met up with Guy and other Guardians of the Universe that now have their different colored cores on them. He is just full on Doctor Octopusing his way through the Book of Oa, where they show Hal the page with his name on it. He gets blasted by a green light out of the Book of Oa, right into his brain, where he just shakily turns around and says, "None of it is what we thought," and he collapses. He wakes up a little bit later, still stable. All the tests come back normal and he just goes on his merry way. The Guardians of the Universe, however, are a little more concerned about what's going on with Hal and the Book of Oa. One of the Guardians is concerned that the transfer of knowledge that the Book of Oa gave him, which Hal has no memory of, by the way, is much like what Krona did to them, which would be what had happened when Krona came back to life at the end of the Starbreaker Supremacy. So they need to do something about it. As one of the Guardians says, we must leave Oa now. Meanwhile, Krona is busy doing his shit. As you see, he is trying to figure out his next plan of attack. As and Josh, I don't know if you caught this, but he's surrounded by a bunch of test tubes, and in those test tubes are tiny little emotional spectrum entities. You're muted.
Yeah, little itty bitty baby parallax kind of freaks me out, man.
Yeah. So he's regrowing the entities. That does not get mentioned. That's just happening in the fucking background. Um, Hal, meanwhile, ends up back on Earth, visiting the Justice League Watchtower to see his best gal, Carol Ferris, aka Star Sapphire. She comes out and meets him. They have some cute little moments as he gets another blast of memory stuff, and you see four images above his head. One of Krona in the disfigured Hal body, one of some giant evil looking tower, one of the various colored cores, Guardians of the Universe, blasting Hal with different spectrum colors, and another page or another image of just eight different colored circles, each representing a different color of the emotional spectrum, plus the eighth one. Unsure what the color is. Might be white, might be black. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah,
Might be something else entirely.
might be happiness.
The interesting thing, though, is that yellow seems to be in the middle. Hal kind of shakes that off. He just says he's zoned out for a minute as He gets called to Star City, so he's going to go off on a little adventure with Ollie, which will be happening next issue, where we get the return of the hard traveling heroes. So that is where that ends. Um, and my God, that last page panel of Carol Ferris that also looks so shonen. Holy shit. It's so fucking anime. Um, yeah, so while there was no proposal in this, there was a lot of really cute moments with Carol and Hal. So I'm happy about that. Also, just really pushing this next big mystery, and it's basically what the solicit said it was going to be. Page in the Book of Oa is unleashing the next big mystery for Hal to solve, and that's exactly what we're getting. Um, Interesting stuff, though. I'm really curious about that image with the 8 different colored orbs.
Yeah.
What that's going to mean. But as far as the actual story in this issue, it's pretty clear cut. It's in and it's out. You get a couple of nods to Kyle and the White Lantern. You get Hal being a Green Lantern, capturing some villains and having some fun with them. Um, One thing I want to say though about that opening sequence with Hal capturing that alien in Coast City and then taking him on a tour of Coast City.
Taking him on a tour. You mean bumping him into everything that's over 100 feet tall?
but he's saying, and here's the bridge that this happened, and there's the wonderful coastline, and here's this
so,
giant fucking tower.
so
But he's
technically, it's a tour.
yeah, he's describing everything as this has been around for 200 years, and this building was built in the early 1980s, and all I can think of is the city was fucking destroyed. This was rebuilt like 6 years ago. Don't lie to me. So
Well,
either
not
there's
everything. Everything but
there's
these
there's
things.
a weird faux pas retcon here, or maybe he's just being humorous. I
Seemed
don't know.
humorous to me.
Yeah, probably that. It probably is that. But the rest of the issue, honestly, fantastic. Oh, the whole issue is actually fantastic. Even that little um, tour sequence. So it's setting up the next story arc, it's setting up the next big mystery. Um, Excuse me, I can't wait to see more. Guy being a nerd was really fucking weird, but
He's not a nerd. He's just a history buff.
is he? What are history buffs called in high school?
Eh,
Nerds.
the people you cheat off of.
Who are typically called
I
nerds.
don't want to get into that right now.
End of the day, though, this issue is going to get an 8.75 out of 10.
Awesome. I give it the same. The art is fantastic, utterly fantastic, and it's gonna sound weird, but I really want to compliment the hair. Uh, it really goes out of its way just to make sure that it's not a generic hairstyle thrown on top of whoever, and I dig that. Kyle managing and testing his White Lantern powers, having visions of himself at war with the Guardians, and he knows secret knowledge that he doesn't know that he knows. The Guardians are still sneaky shits, but with a whole different new sneaky ball of wax. I'm really enjoying this walk around through setting the core up for its new status quo, and I love it. 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 Um, what is the judicial core? Because I don't remember ever hearing that before.
No, that's a new thing, but I think it's just like a group of lanterns that kind of judge the crimes of a villain and say how long they're going to be in the science cells. I don't know
Sounds
that it's
good to
ever
me.
been mentioned before. Various branches of the Green Lantern Corps just kind of pop up every so often. Like for a while, we had the Honor Guard, and then we have Salak as the glorified Guardian Secretary, and
Yeah, I always figured it
Lantern
was the
Mara was the
Guardians
keeper of the
that did the
crypt.
centering and shit, the sentencing and shit. So
I mean, they did to a certain degree, but they've also been kind of AWOL for a while.
the idea of it being lanterns that come together is pretty cool. Hopefully, it's lanterns that aren't all just green too. So that would be neat.
That would
Um,
be really cool.
that I know that there's people out there that are upset about some things that are happening here in the Green Lantern universe, but shit, man, I think it's really good stuff, really great
Yeah.
stuff. It's done really well. Nothing is getting shit on, and I think that they are doing an awesome job of grabbing up every loose strand out there that's been left to dangle and wrapping it all up so that the Lantern universe can be straightened out with none of that hanging over its head.
Yep.
Um, this is what the Lanterns needed, whether you like it or not. Now, sit back, be quiet, and just enjoy the ride. If you don't enjoy the ride, just wait until it's over, and then you know start up again, and then live your life with the regret of all of those Lantern stories that you missed that are undoubtedly
Yeah.
awesome. Your choice, miss out, but it's great. 8.75 out of 10 for that. And without further ado, let me zip on over to the Flash number 26, written by Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell, drawn by Vasco Georgiev, with colors from Matt Herms, lettering from Buddy Bodwin, and a cover from Dan Mora. Uh, Wally West is chasing after the Alchemist, though I believe the last time that we saw him, there was a bit of a redemption. I could be mistaken. But anyway, he takes him down really easy. We head to the Watchtower for the rest of it. We get some pages reinforcing Bart's brashness before we see him. Uh, sorry, we get some pages reinforce Bart's brashness before we get to the meat of the story. He takes off and rushes into the time stream. Wally goes to follow, and he's knocked back by a wall because he wasn't focusing, couldn't phase through, but only half of it. His dimensional powers come into play, and he's able to follow Bart back in time to when Darkseid appeared on the Watchtower right before he died. It worked. Time Trapper and World Forger were able to slow down time, and this far back, a microsecond takes an hour for the flashes. Bart's logic is that they should be able to just slide in, whoop the snot out of Darkseid because it's frozen in time, and Bart's an expert in combat. The problem is Darkseid somehow knew, was ready, and was able to move. Not just at normal speed, but even faster than Bart and Wally. Darkseid beats on them, then shows them that he could take them out at any point in their existence and permanently erase them. Then he sends them back in time. Wally goes back to fight his childhood bully, who was actually Darkseid, and just threw him through a wooden jungle gym. Bart gets set back to a combat simulator in the future. He overrides the commands and starts running through time. He doesn't even know where he's going and lands in Tunguska, Russia at 7:17 a.m. The date, June 30th, 1908. He gets there. It's war ravaged, barren, and Max Mercury, purveyor of peace, love, and Fruit Loops, flies by him, calling him boy, making it seem as though he doesn't know who he is. And Max is running to kneel in fealty to the Legion of Darkseid. Oh, and one other note worth mentioning, back when Wally bounced off the wall in the Watchtower when he tried to chase Bart, everybody was there, and nobody knew who Bart was. I personally can't stand it when someone just ignores everything that happened in a book before they took over and just does their own thing. It drives me fucking nuts. I'm glad that Wade isn't pushing away Wally's new powers, even though Spurrier's run wasn't everybody's favorite. But as for the rest of it, I don't know what the hell is going to happen to Impulse, and that's worrisome. There's no telling what's up with Wally. He quickly realized that his bully was actually Darkseid, but that's the last thing that we saw. And a Flash couldn't catch a break if it was a virus. It's a very fun read. 8 out of 10.
It is actually really refreshing. It was a very solid read, very refreshing to see Bart and Wally together again, even with Max, the three of them just kind of being the trio that we all, excuse me, saw in the late 90s, early 2000s together, and complete with the same back talk and discussion and just overall cadence to each other that you all we all grew up with and loved reading about. So it was really refreshing and very, very fulfilling and fun to see this together again, written by Mark Waid. I love it. Feels fucking great. The cover of this issue does say the word impulse point, and that is definitely a nod to Flashpoint because this is Bart Allen's Flashpoint.
For
This
the
is,
most part, yeah, he
yeah,
zipped back and
fucked things up.
ran himself right out of existence.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So we'll have to see what happens. This is a DCKO tie-in realistically, but I'm gonna say it is kind of loosely and more so just telling a story for Bart while this is all happening. Um, but end of the day, it's a great fucking story. Did you give your score?
I did. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I'm giving it an 8.5.
Nice, 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 nice. And now
Excuse me.
for some more books that are quite directly tied into DCKO. First up is Up, Up, and Away with
Superman with the
Superman.
beating heart of Apocalypse.
Dun, dun,
In
dun.
Man of Apocalypse Part 1, written by Joshua Williamson with art from Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira, colors from Alejandro Sanchez, and letters from Ariana Maher, with the cover from Dan Mora. This issue kind of runs concurrently with DCKO number 1. Kind of follows the exact same timeline, pretty much the exact same point. It opens up on the Justice League Watchtower with the Justice League talking with the, what do they call them? The time quintessence.
It's just shit. They do have a name.
They call them. They had a certain name for that little group.
Ah, damn it, I can't remember. All right, we're just gonna call them the Trapper Keepers.
The Trapper Keepers. All right, the Time Trapper Keepers. Yeah, having that little discussion. Superman is the focus here, as it is his book. But then we head on to before the fight, during the week that they are preparing for their eventual tournament at the Fortress of Solitude, which is still being rebuilt by Kellex. Um, Clark goes into the fortress and pulls out an old crystal that he hasn't touched in a long time, and it is the records of Jor-El. Clark just kind of gets to know his father one more time again, but wants to ask him specifically about Darkseid and King Omega. And there are no
Daddy Darkseid.
records that. Oh, god damn it. Josh wants to ask about Daddy Darkseid. But there are no records of King Omega or Darkseid in the no knowledge of those in the records. Um, so Jor-El is unable to assist here, and as he kind of reiterates that some information was deemed illegal and all was lost when Krypton was destroyed. So anything that is in this crystal is all that remains. Um, Clark then flies off to LexCorp, where he meets up with Mercy to try and figure out where to help out. And Mercy does reveal that she has what they call the super ship. Um, they are able to use Brainiac's bottle technology to kind of take a whole city, maybe even a whole country, store it in the ship to help the evacuation efforts. Um, Superman says it's perfect. We need a dozen. And I know a few people that can help you build them fast. So that's where that comes in. We then head on over to the Kent home, the Kent apartment. Lois is having a bit of a tiff with Clark because he wants her to leave, and she's like, "Fuck no." Then his parents arrive. They have some family time, have a nice little moment, and then Superman heads off to the big fight some days later. Lois is left with Mercy as they head off to their respective ships to evacuate the planet. The planet is the people are safe, but Lois takes a little bit a detour and heads on over to the Fortress of Solitude. Has a little nagging suspicion based off something Superman had said when he did go see the Fortress of Solitude and went to go talk to Jor-El. Lois decides she's going to take a crack at good old Jor-El. Takes a little sit down and talks to him like a reporter. She's going to interview him, um, and just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, all reporter like, about Darkseid and King Omega, and trying to get the information out of him until eventually the recording kind of just starts repeating itself. Um, and then a new recording shows up and is Lara Van El. She shows up and begins talking with Lois as she reveals what she knows, which we saw in the last issue of Superman, um, that she had encountered some deep, dark secret on Krypton that was buried eons ago, about a dark Omega presence. And that for there to be an Omega, there must be an Alpha, and that she believes Doomsday is that Alpha. And just as Lois is getting this information, is trying to figure out how to tell Clark, Clark comes crashing into the Fortress of Solitude. But it's not the Clark she knows, it's Superboy Prime. He is back from the future, but he's not alone as he's being chased by Omega Legion Sunboy. Sunboy blasts both Lois and Superboy Prime with intense heat. But this is the worst move he could have made possible, as Superboy Prime reveals that you blasted Lois Lane with sun powers. You just reboosted her Kryptonian power cells. She's back to full power as Superwoman. So next issue, we're seeing Superwoman and Superboy Prime team up against members of the Omega Legion. Holy shit. Also, Superboy Prime knows what happened to the various members of the Legion of Superheroes, he says. I didn't know they were missing. But honestly, for me, Legion is hard to keep track of anyway. They've been missing so many fucking times, they may as well just stay missing. They're like, where's Waldo? It's like, where's Legion? I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Except the problem is that you open up the highlights magazine for the Where's Legion thing, and the chore is to find somebody that's not in the Legion, because there's 100 fucking people there that are.
Good point. Yeah, so that is the end of the issue. Very much like Green Lantern is pretty clear cut. Like I said, it was running concurrently with DCKO, so it was not really filling in blanks, but more so just like, okay, this is how this happened, and that's what happened here. We saw this in DCKO, and okay, that's another perspective. Okay, that's really cool. You get to the last few pages with Lois going to the Fortress of Solitude, and that's when the story really opens up. That whole sequence I thought was really cool. It was really eye-opening. And when Superboy Prime crashed through the Fortress of Solitude, and he had that fourth wall break again, he's going to talk about the last page reveal. It's such pretty fucking cool. I ate that shit up. Also, I wasn't here last month for issue 30, when they revealed the thing about Doomsday, and I know you and Brandon were not too happy about it. And I understand. I completely understand. I'm not against it.
Talking about with which particular thing about Doomsday?
The whole thing with Doomsday potentially being created to fight Darkseid.
Yeah, that's dog shit.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Sorry. No, I completely understand it. I completely understand anybody that's a longtime Superman reader not liking that little retcon. But I can't help but think that's really fucking cool. Gotta be honest with you. If you I'm just ignoring all the other shit we already know about Doomsday. Just like, yeah, okay, that's fucking cool. He's a god killer, yeah.
Well, on the other side of the thing, I mean, finish your review.
yeah, I would just that was basically the end. Um, I like where this ended. I like where it's going to continue. I'm still really enthusiastic about this run. This one is getting an 8.75.
Like I said about Flash, written by Mark Waid, I'm very, very happy when somebody decides not to just drop everything that happened in a previous run and pick up and do their own thing. The powers that Wally got in Spurrier's Flash run, I'm glad they stuck around with Waid. And they did so without being iconic. Doomsday is fucking iconic. Doomsday is as iconic can get when it comes to non-traditional villains. And this I it doesn't get me excited. The whole change for the reason of Doomsday and his existence. It's well, the book. Um this was well, there was the last page reveal, there was that. Doomsday is the Alpha, Darkseid is the Omega. In order to save the world, Time Trapper is going to have to kill Clark. Is that what I'm getting from this? I'm not sure, but everybody
I
dies, right? It's Mortal Kombat, so it's kind of got to end that way,
I,
unless
I,
Superman finds a way. Hold on.
I
So
don't know where you got all of that.
if I remember correctly, this all kicked off with Time Trapper showing up in Metropolis and saying that to save the world, Superman was going to have to let everyone he cares about die. Well, he literally cares about everyone. The ending of the world, right? The ending of the universe. So he said, if I remember correctly, that he himself will have to die one more time. Superman's got to be the one that kills him in order to save all of everything, but he knows that Superman won't. And now Lois is Superwoman again, side by side with Prime. Lois wanted to kill Doomsday the last time they showed up, and they were fighting when she was Superwoman, and now she's got Prime to back her up. So I think that one or both of them are going to be the one that kills Time Trapper, allowing him to kill Superman and become King Omega. I didn't go back and check, but I think I'm right. So I pay
Okay.
off, I guess, but strangely enough, this just felt really, really empty with just a couple of, hey, this is an important plot point, but very few and far in between, and maybe two. And the rest of it was really unnecessary. Plus, if Doomsday becomes the Omega, then who is the Alpha?
Well, he's still the alpha.
Going to be
He's
Doomsday is going to be
he's
the
the
Alpha and the
alpha
Omega.
and the omega.
So
Yeah.
Doomsday is going to become God.
Yes.
And that's going to be a good thing. And there's not going to be anybody that needs to keep Doomsday in check.
Well, here's the thing about that, because I forgot about the whole thing at the beginning of this run with Time Trapper and you got to kill me, et cetera, et cetera. You reminded me about that. The thing that I remember now about that is every time Doomsday died, he evolved, and that included his brain, right? So that's why he is so sentient now as Time Trapper, is because he died so many times. His brain grew with each death, with each rebirth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So dying again isn't necessarily going to turn him back into a mindless monster. He
No.
will no, like he'll still be a conscious being that seems to genuinely care about life at the same time. He'll just be strong enough to defeat Darkseid. So being essentially God, the Alpha and the Omega, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to use it for nefarious purposes either.
But nothing he's done has shown that he's any kind of a good guy. He's
I mean,
just said,
everything he's
the
pretty much done as Time Trapper since his appearance has been,
is just don't, let's not let all of existence blink out.
yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
that's the ultimate good thing.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
save
it's still
everything.
self-preservation too.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean? It's
but
not
instead
exactly
instead of
like
just trying to keep
self.
himself alive, he's trying to keep everything alive, right?
Well, I feel like that might be the only way to keep himself alive, but I don't know, man. Doomsday not being what he always has been and just completely changing the character just feels off to me. Not that it's going to ruin it, For me reading this, I'm judging every issue on, whether or not I enjoy it, see where it goes. But right now, this one, the art is freaking awesome. The issue gets a 6.75 out of 10.
I also like your theory because it kind of hammers home my own theory that Darkseid was going to win the tournament. If you remember, I mentioned that last month
Mm-hmm.
when I wasn't here for the review for Superman number 30. I messaged you guys. I said, I'm not going to be able to hear to talk about it, but my theory now, after this issue, is Doomsday is going to win DCKO. And you might be onto something there because I also thought of it. But adding to that whole theory, yeah, I think it really solidifies it.
Yeah, I think what is going to happen is, excuse me, the last match is going to be Superman versus Doomsday. That's going to be the
Yeah.
last match. And Doomsday is beating the shit out of Superman, trying to get Superman to kill him, but Superman just won't.
No.
And so, for Doomsday to do what is necessary, which is die, he kills Clark, causing Superwoman and Superboy Prime and/or Superboy Prime to kill him,
Hmm.
which brings him back, and he's able to take on Darkseid and reset the universe. That's what I think.
Yeah.
We'll see if I'm right.
I
Don't
pretty
forget
much
this
agree
because I
with you.
generally will.
I think we're on the same page there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All
Sup, Russell?
right. Sup, loser.
What time you showed up?
All right. Well, I guess that is it. Yeah, he's just in time for the end.
Yeah.
We're
Quit playing
well,
Pokemon.
the last of it. He was playing Rivals too. I saw him. I saw it pop up on
Yeah.
my screen.
Oh, is that Marvel Zombies mode up
I
today?
think it may be live today.
Sweet. Let's play it.
If it is, Russell, is it?
You
Um,
even watching anymore?
while we're waiting for him, usually he leaves a sign and lurks. Um, while we're waiting to hear about whether or not PVE has come to Marvel Rivals, I think it has. I'm gonna jump into the last book of the week, and that is the Terrific 10. I'm just kidding. That's the name of the arc, though. It is Justice League Unlimited number 12. That is what it is. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Justice League number 12, written by Mark Waid, drawn inside and out by Dan Mora, with colors from Tamara Bonvillain and letters from Ariana Mar. So, everything gone to hell. End of book. No. The crackpot criminals left behind are active as hell, though. And Mr. Terrific has a theory why they're active as hell, and it's got to do with hell. They
Yeah.
made a deal, if you remember, and this isn't something that was just invented. This actually did happen a while ago. A lot of the criminals on Earth made a deal with Neron, and he believes that the villains have a safe haven in hell with him, so they don't fear consequences or the end of the world. And they're all powered up. Even Polka Dot Man, for crying out loud. Terrific
Yeah.
puts together a team to go to hell and put an end to this so everyone else can focus on the evacuations. He says the team is from the past, present, and future, but he's the only one from the present. And I think he's only on the team so he can call it the Terrific 10. Just saying. Otherwise, it
Fair.
would be the not supposed to be here 9. But the team is rounded out by 9 other members before heading out. Green Lantern Alan Scott, Dr. Fate named Sophie, Owl Woman from Justice League Alpha in the 853rd century, Cathar, Goldhawk of the planet Andrino, and pre-Thanagarian ancestor to Hawkman. I think that is pretty interesting. Superman, Electric Boogaloo, Warrior Guy Gardner, and Power Girl, but Power Girl from shortly after her universe was destroyed, so this one is not Paige. Hook Hand, Metal Arm, Aquaman, and last but not least, the most famous of the Batman Beyonds, Tim Drake. Um, I love that Tim. I love that Tim is the Batman in the future. Everyone that knows me knows that. I'm just not a huge fan of him being Batman Beyond. And
Yeah,
that's the
I
issue.
have words about that.
That's the issue. He puts together that team. That takes about 2 pages. They go to hell. There's another page. The rest of it is all showing how they should start worrying about shitty characters. It's great art. The stuff is just beautiful, gorgeous, but I can't say that a trip to hell to get Rainbow Raider and Condiment King to under control is worthy of an alternative Justice League ensemble. I mean, end of the day, if a good guy wins, they reset everything back to how it should be, making the crimes not matter. Anyway, I'm not overly impressed here. I don't have a problem with the way that it was written. I I don't really see the point in this other than to give these extra characters something to do, which I mean, let's be honest. None of us give a flying fuck if Superman Electric Boogaloo is up to anything or if he's just playing euchre in the back. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Anyway, I don't know. It was okay, but it definitely didn't feel necessary to know any part of this whatsoever. Uh 6.75 out of 10.
Yeah, I vehemently agree with you about most of that. Like the stuff with Hook Hand Aquaman and him seeing his future, I thought was kind of interesting. Um, Warrior Guy Gardner going to see Tora and getting shot down and seeing that part of his future, I thought that was cool. But the whole thing of all these characters being told like they are ripped out of 1 second of their respective presence and
Oh yeah.
basically
I left
when
that I left that out, my bad. They're not even really these people. They were quantum fractures of them.
yeah like they
Similar
were
to what Wally's power is.
I guess I still don't really understand Wally's power. Please don't go into an explanation.
I'm
I
not
don't need.
going into an
Thank you.
explanation right now.
Deep
I'll
science is
just
too deep for me.
explain it as it comes out. But
All right.
anyway, continue.
So each of these people have been ripped from 1 second of their respective timelines,
Yep.
and theoretically, for Mr. Terrific, once the time for line is settled and things are back to normal, they will just disappear out of existence. So while their own timelines are still safe, these versions of these people will die. Essentially, they will cease to exist. So a few of them are struggling to come to terms with that. Others are taking
Like,
a little better than
whoa.
others.
Like,
Um,
am I real? Are you real?
Whoa.
I mean, I really amped up the Keanu Reeves on that for Point Break, but that was Hawkman.
Pretty much.
Or
We
Goldhawk,
couldn't
excuse me.
we didn't get the whole translation of everything he said in Interlac, but I'm thinking it went something along the lines of, "Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa."
Exactly. We're like peace loving, man. We're very imp. I want to read more about him, but anyway, I
so yeah,
want to read so much more about him.
a
Continue.
few of the character moments I thought were really cool, but I agree ultimately this seems kind of fucking pointless. Couple of notes though. Couple of notes.
Couple of
One,
notes.
on the cover, why the fuck do we see Beastborg?
Why do we see Beastborg?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, if I'm not mistaken, no, wait. Am I mistaken? When that first group of people showed up, was he not a part of it?
He might have been, but he's not now.
Well, yeah. So I think that they just like randomly fucking drew people.
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Point is, I was kind of confused by it. I wasn't too fond of it, but I'd rather just let that era of Titans wither away. Um,
Yeah.
um, what the hell was her name? Owl Woman of the 853rd century.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
We've seen DC 1 million. We've seen the 853rd century. All those heroes are hyper advanced, crazy variations, and here's fucking Owl Woman. Basically, Owl Man as a woman. There's no difference. Fucking 8,000, 8,000,000, whatever, how many fucking years it is in the future.
Oh,
I just
well, she
I thought
goes
that was
by
really fucking
so
stupid.
she goes by Owl Woman, but she's also served as a Starman replacement too, as Owl Woman. Just FYI.
Wait, she was actually in DC 1 million?
Yeah, she's in Justice League Alpha, the highest ranking Justice League in the 853rd century.
I know they said that in this, but did we actually see her in the DC 1 million stories back in the day?
Yes, this is definitely not the first time that I have seen uh um Owl Woman.
Huh.
DC, yeah. I'm trying to find the issue numbers.
Woman DC 1 million.
Justice
Holy
League
shit.
34, Crime Syndicate 11, and DC 1 million.
Yeah,
80
DC
page
1
giant.
million, 80 page giant. Jesus.
Yep.
She's a Quardian?
Half Quardian.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Half Quardian. She gave up her Quardian nature and became a hero. Her daddy's a human. One of them is human.
I said owl, man. I meant night owl.
I know who you
meant. Yeah. Well, see, I never read that issue of DC 1 million. I just read like the odd issue here and there. So I never saw Owl Woman, but wow.
DC 1 million is a really good read if you go into it knowing what you're about to read.
Yeah, like the stuff I've seen of DC 1 million, I thought it was really cool stuff.
Yeah, everybody that was writing it took a bump of crank and then went to fucking town.
Fair enough. At least the costume I see here from that issue, maybe not so bad, but the one here I just look kind of like plain. But okay, I'll let that one go. But and I've seen a few discussions online about what I'm about to talk about. Batman Beyond. A lot of people are kind of just like, yeah, whatever, okay, makes sense. Future's End nod, all right. Yeah, when Tim Drake was Batman Beyond for 5 minutes, okay. And apparently he was also Batman Beyond briefly in Batman and Superman in like 2007.
Yes.
Yes, which I did not read that portion of the series. I read it sporadically, so I missed that issue.
Yeah. That's why I didn't talk shit about them having him be Batman Beyond, because he's been in the role. I would just prefer that he was like regular Batman.
I just like
I digress.
Sure, he's been Batman Beyond a couple of times. Okay. He's got connections to the character. Sure. But for fuck's sake.
If you're gonna bring him in, why wouldn't you do Terry McGinnis?
Right? It's just like, come on.
They did acknowledge him though.
Did they?
I mean, in a way, in a nonchalant but obvious way, when Tim Drake uses, not in this issue but in previous issues, he's used the word Shui.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily a Terry thing. That's just slang in the future. Which kind of makes it
For you to
worse.
say that, not very Shui.
Your street's behind. What makes it even worse, again, I never read that issue of Batman Superman. I need to go back and read it now, so I don't know what Tim's whole story is there. But in Future's End, Tim only got the costume by going into the future. Well, Terry came to the past
Yes.
to prevent his future,
Yep.
died in the process.
Yep.
Tim picked up the costume, put it on, went back to the future, and helped save it.
Yes.
So him just saying Shui, not fucking great, because he would not say that. He's not used to that vernacular. It's not in his vocabulary.
Tim?
Tim.
Right, which is solidifying my point even more that they put Tim in because people are going to know Tim.
And they won't know Terry.
And they won't know Terry, but
yeah, because people know fucking Owl Woman.
They tip their hat at Terry.
Because people know Qatar Hall of the planet Andrino.
I want to know more about him. I'm so thirsty for Hawkman content. It's not even funny.
I'm so happy you said content.
What the fuck?
Because if you finish your sentence with "I'm so thirsty for Hawkman."
Oh no, Hawkman content. Content. Yeah, let's make that straight right now.
Yeah, let's solidify that right now. Yeah. I was just happy to see Hookhand Aquaman again.
Out. I'm so happy.
Who was the ninth member? So we had Electric Boogaloo, we had Hookhand Aquaman, we had Tim Batman Beyond, we had Owl Woman, we had Qatar Hall of the planet Andrino.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5.
We've got old ass Alan Scott. We've got
Alan Scott, Guy Gardner Warrior,
Dr. Fate.
That's right.
And Power Girl.
Time period, I'm unsure. Oh yeah, Power Girl. That's what it was. Yeah. Also, as people have pointed out, and I would also like to reiterate, Kingdom Come Alan Scott is a really weird choice here because that's an alternate universe.
It is, but it's really weird.
Yeah.
Just bringing this up to show people that we still have no movement on our chart here.
Well, technically we do. Because at New York Comic Con, DC kind of spoiled some of the fight winners.
Well, we do, but not officially.
I mean, technically, officially, it hasn't been read yet.
Right. Review-wise, our board has not yet been able to get updated. There's been no fights. I feel like the amount of fights that could be happening aren't, and that's a little bit of a bummer.
I mean, the book only just started 2 weeks ago.
Right. Superman versus Giganta. Who cares? Captain Atom versus Power Girl. Fuck yeah.
Power Girl.
Guy Gardner versus Firestorm.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah, because Firestorm's he's got too many morals. Jay Garrick versus Cheetah.
Jay Garrick.
I think I'm gonna put Cheetah on that one.
Nah, man. See, if only to have a Green Lantern fighting a Flash in round 2.
Aquaman versus King Shark. I think Aquaman is gonna take that.
That's a shoo-in. He can telepathically control King Shark. So
I feel like the next one was like thrown in just to be funny. Connor Hawk versus Hawkman. Yeah. Hawkman's gonna murderize him.
I don't know, man. Connor Hawk might take it.
Hawkman.
Connor Hawk.
It's gonna take Hawkman.
Yes.
He's been okay. All right. Lex Luthor
Haven't
versus
told you how
Black
much I'm not a fan of
Lightning.
Hawkman.
Lex Luthor.
Believe it or not, yeah, Lex Luthor. I'm gonna say
It's gonna
Lex.
be because he's gonna do something underhanded for sure. The Demon versus Supergirl. This is one that I don't know. I don't know
It's
who's gonna win.
a
I
very interesting fight, but I think it's gonna be the Demon.
really it see that's like if I'm leaning one way, I would like 51-49 Supergirl.
Well, that's the thing. The Demon is he's a demon,
Hmm.
essentially magical, and Kryptonians are susceptible to magic,
Well, they're not.
right?
No, they're not susceptible to magic. They're just not impervious to it.
I mean, they are affected by magic more than a regular person would be. So, with that in mind, I think the demon might have the upper hand here against the Kryptonian.
You might be onto them something there. All right, so then we've got who did you call between Power Girl and Captain Atom?
Power Girl.
Interesting.
Which honestly, maybe a toss up between those two realistically, but I think Power Girl's gonna take it. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of the fights I chose for round one are based on who could potentially match up in round two. And I think
Ah.
Superman versus Power Girl is a very interesting fight, maybe more interesting than Superman versus Captain Atom.
I think Power Girl having had that video message saying that she knows she's gonna die and she feels comforted by it, tells me that Captain Atom is gonna win that one, and it's gonna be Superman versus Captain Atom rather than Superman versus Power Girl because that's a hell of a fight for the first round.
It
You know what I
is.
mean?
But we've also seen it before.
Not to the death.
Well, no, none of these fights have been to the death.
Right.
But when
So
have we ever seen Superman fighting Power Girl straight up like slobber knocker, right?
right. So I think Superman versus Captain Atom is going to happen, and Superman, of course, is Superman's going to win all of his matches.
Oh yeah, easily.
You say Garrick, I say Cheetah, but
No matter what, Guy Gardner wins.
that's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking as well. So then the next one we've got Aquaman versus Hawkman.
Connor Hawk.
Yeah, right.
But no matter
Aquaman's
what,
gonna win.
Aquaman.
Yeah. And then we've got Lex Luthor versus the Demon.
Yeah.
I think Luthor is actually going to take that as well.
Yeah.
I do. So we've got Superman versus Guy Gardner.
Soups by far. If only for like, I know it's like 5 months late, but Superman movie tie-in.
Right.
Make a move, Big Blue.
And then we've got Aquaman versus Lex Luthor.
Dehydration. Thank you. See ya.
Luthor.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
So then at the end of it, the last of it is gonna be Superman versus Lex Luthor.
Da da da.
100% think that is gonna happen that way.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman versus Starro.
Taste my heels, starfish.
Lobo versus Plastic Man. I don't know
I
how to fucking I
Yeah,
fucking
it's a hard one.
love Plastic Man. You know I'm a Lobo's
Yeah.
biggest fan, but I love
I don't
Plastic
know
Man.
a bigger Lobo fan than you, but yes, you love Plastic. Who doesn't love Plastic Man?
And I think Plastic Man is canonically the most powerful hero in all of DC.
Realistically, yes, but he has been shown to have a limit of endurance.
Yeah, it's just really, really, really long because he's like
Yeah.
held on to essences of universes before. Um,
But Lobo definitely has more endurance. So with that in mind, I'm gonna say Lobo takes it. It is a very tough fight to call, but I'm gonna say Lobo takes it.
yep. So first pair, Wonder Woman versus Lobo. That's going to
Yeah,
be an interesting
Wonder
fight.
Woman.
Second one.
Yeah,
All right, so we got Swamp Thing versus Vixen.
another tough one to call, but I'm gonna say Swamp Thing.
I think Swamp Thing. I think Swamp Thing is going to take that one. But with Cyborg and Batwoman, who are you going to call? Because I am going to call Batwoman.
That's another tough one, but I'm honestly on that one as well. I think I'm also gonna say Batwoman.
Yep, because I think Cyborg would choke shooting a hero. I really do.
No,
So
now I'm thinking if Swamp Thing is winning again, like I'm also thinking about round two matchups. I think Cyborg versus Swamp Thing might be really cool. It might have a lot of story potential, but Swamp Thing versus Batwoman, not as groundbreaking. You know,
that's true. It wouldn't be as groundbreaking, but I do think that we aren't going to see all of these fights either.
fair enough.
Um, Batman versus Star Sapphire, that's Joker now versus
Yes,
Star Sapphire, and I think that Joker is going to win.
yeah, 100%. Carol's gonna get like the smackdown basically. It's a damn shame because I'm loving Carol in this role, but Joker's definitely winning.
Red Hood versus Damien.
Oh, son, I am so sorry. My boy Damien is going to lose.
Yes, he is. Red Hood is going to
Yeah,
win.
and
Damien
he's
is
going
the
to fight
trained
the Joker.
assassin, but Damien has also started to fall in love with family. Red Hood knows how to flip that switch.
See, I
Damien
don't
no
think
longer can.
it's not even necessarily about Damien needing to struggle with fighting family and Red Hood being a bit more ruthless. It's more so Damien needs to fight plot armor. And that's something no hero can fight.
Fair enough. In either case, we agree Red Hood is going to be the victor there. Zatanna versus Barda.
That is impossible to call, but I really want to say
I'm going to
Barda.
say Barda as well, only because of the next matchup that I will call Harley Quinn versus Metamorpho. And I say Harley has it in the bag.
Yeah, see, that's another case of you look at the matchup, you look at the tail of the tape, you look at who's got an upper hand, where Metamorpho's got more ability, more power, more control. Metamorpho on every scale could win this fight. But much like the matchup with Red Hood and Damian Wayne, Harley Quinn has the power of plot armor on her side. So Metamorpho was unfortunately going down.
And it's going to make for a hell of a match between Harley Quinn and Barda, who I
Yeah,
think we'll get to that. Wonder Woman versus Lobo. Who you calling?
that is insanely hard to pick. That really is.
It's
But I
definitely one I
think
hope we get to see play out.
I do too. I hope we get to see every one of Lobo's matches. Um, I think if it does come down to these two,
Mm-hmm.
shit, man, I think it's going to be fuck. I'd have to toss a coin. I'm just gonna say Lobo.
I think it's going to be Wonder Woman. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Wonder Woman because Lobo kills for killing and he's really fucking good at it.
I
But
don't forget
he's,
Wonder Woman could be a killer too.
yeah, but he's not a fucking warrior.
That's true. That's
He's
very true.
going up against a fucking trained warrior. I think Wonder Woman's got
Who
Lobo.
was once the goddess of war.
Right. So I
That's a
think
good
Wonder
point.
Woman's got Lobo there. I
That's
think
not
we're
very good.
looking.
Maybe I think I'll agree with you there, Wonder Woman.
Okay, I'm going to change. my answer about Swamp Thing versus Vixen to make it make more sense, I think Vixen is going to take Swamp Thing.
I just
We can't
don't
forget
see
Vixen
how
has
that's
a
possible.
massive online fan following and animated cartoon fan base as well. And while it may be hard to like comic fan brain how that fight might go down, a quick little blip could explain it away, and that would allow us to have Vixen versus Batwoman, and that would make more sense.
That would make more sense. And that'd be a cooler fight than Cyborg versus Swamp Thing.
Exactly. And I think
Yeah.
that that is where we're going to be at. I think we're going to be looking at Vixen versus Batwoman there. And then I think the next one we're going to be looking at is. I'm loving it. The Joker versus Red Hood.
Now,
Oh!
that is where it gets very interesting. And when I first saw this bracket and I saw those potential matchups, I knew right away Joker was winning and Red Hood was winning by far because they were going to meet up in round 2. It's
Yep.
just fate. It had to happen. But now, who's got the fucking plot armor? I think only one person here has the plot armor, and that's because of round 3, and that is the Joker,
I see.
which is a
Now,
damn shame because any day of the week, Jason Todd would mop the floor with the Joker and smile while doing it because he's done it before and he wants to do it and he can do it and he will do it again. But here today in round 2, I think the Joker's going to get the upper hand somehow.
interesting. Interesting. I think. Let's see here. Oh, I want to say you're right. I
Thank you.
want to
I love
say,
hearing that.
I want to say, well, there was a couple of different ways that this could go, but ultimately, what I'm going to say is, although maybe more predictable, um, probably more what the fans would want to see, and that is going to be the Joker beating Red Hood to death. Um,
Ooh, he's gonna
so
pull out a crowbar.
I'm going to say that the Joker does beat Red Hood, which leads us to the last bracket on that side. That is going to be Barda versus Harley.
Again, plot armor takes the cake no matter what Barda can do as a new god. Hell, even if Zatanna won that fight and Zatanna fought Harley Quinn, no matter what backwards magic she can pull out of her big ass hat, Harley Quinn will take it. Because as Josh will point out, she has the power of the Vorpal fish on her side.
Yeah, she's a multiversal menace. She's a she. If I'm not mistaken, she was referred to as the only multiversal hero, where she
Yeah.
does her personality exists in every single universe. Something I God damn it, now I gotta go back and read. All right, so now we are looking at Wonder Woman versus Vixen.
Wonder Woman. I don't think there's a fight Wonder Woman can't win here.
Right. So Wonder Woman versus Vixen. Wonder Woman takes it. All right. Then we've got Joker versus Harley.
That is interesting, and that is another one I saw coming when I saw the matchups. I really want to say Harley, you know?
I'm gonna say it's Harley too,
Yeah,
because those are the two fights that everyone wants to see. If you're
yeah,
gonna have the Joker, nobody's gonna put Batman and Joker at the top of the list. It's going to be Red Hood and Joker, and it's going to be Harley Quinn and Joker. And I
yeah.
think people are more okay with Jason dying at the hands of the Joker,
I mean, they voted
so
for it in the
that
80s, so
Harley could kill him later. So then I
yeah,
think that what we're going to be looking at end bout on that side is Harley Quinn versus Wonder Woman.
which is kind of nuts. But it's going to be Wonder Woman. I don't think there's a world where Harley wins that fight.
Right. And so that leaves us with Superman versus Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And then this pulls in the question, where and who does Doomsday take the place of? Because at some point, he's got to take the place of someone. And that could throw our entire bracket out of.
Yeah. He could even take out Superman early. He could end up in like fucking B tier.
Yeah, he really could.
Huh. He could kill Hawkman.
I, personally, I think Superman is going to make it to the end so that it's
Yeah.
Superman versus um Doomsday,
Whoever.
Time Trapper,
Yeah.
which means that he's going to have to take out somebody on the other side, if I'm right. Or it's going to be Superman versus Wonder Woman. Superman has to kill Wonder Woman um, with an "I'm sorry, Diana." And
No, see, that's. I think you're onto something here. Superman's never going to do that, and Wonder Woman will try to do it to Clark, but I don't think she'll physically be able to. Maybe that matchup in the final round is when Doomsday shows up and just like Hulk and Loki's Wonder Woman just mops the fucking floor with her head, and she gets taken out, and then Superman has to fight Doomsday.
that seems like the most plausible storyline route that this is going to go. And then that, of course, is when Superwoman, with or without Prime, shows up and we wrap it all up.
Yeah.
I think we figured it out. Now I don't even need to fucking read it.
Who will win? The readers.
If we're lucky.
Yep.
I wanted to have. I don't just want it to have meat. I need it to have potatoes and carrots too. Maybe an au jus or gravy. I need a full fucking meal out of an event like this. This cannot be what I'm getting out of Superman or Justice League Unlimited. This has to be fan fucking tastic. And right
Yeah.
now, I'm not hating the majority of the stuff. I've not been a fan of the majority of Superman at all, but overall, it's not bad. But it feels like there's been a lot of tipping of the hat towards the way stories were written in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I think I almost want to say careful about this because ideas can be really fucking cool, but you've got to write them better now.
Yeah.
And that's not always going on.
No.
So I really need KO to be a knockout. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. I agree. I think it has the potential to be an all-timer story. It just needs to be done right.
Definitely could be an all-timer story. And I'm saying that going into this with all of this shit with the Doomsday Alpha and the Omega, King Omega, Darkseid having the heart, blah, 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 all of that shit aside, this story, stand apart from changing history, could be flat out amazing.
Yeah.
If done right.
It has the potential to be one of the best events DC's ever made. Definitely. But it also has the potential to very easily flop hard.
Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah. That's more of the latter, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll have to see. This is going on till March, if I remember right.
Is it March?
Yeah.
Yikes. That's a lot of reading.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while. if you figure each month is around, right? So October is the opening, and then November is round 1, December is round 2, January is round 3, February is round 4, March will be the final.
Fair enough. So then, no matter who wins, the new DC universe will be unleashed the beginning of April, right in time for my
Please.
birthday.
Not another new DC universe. God damn it.
I already told you that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're telling you this entire time that's going to happen. The only
No,
way
they're
to
trying to
solve this
prevent
is to do
that.
that and reset a timeline.
Can't they just like put some duct tape on it?
You'd have to go back and put duct tape over dialogue.
I can do that. If Red Green taught me anything, duct tape fixes everything. Hey, they don't find me handsome, so they can at least find me handy.
There's one thing them ever taught me is that they add up. Fucking Red Green.
I'll never forget the man's prayer. I'm a man and I can change if I have to, I guess.
Amen. Man, I haven't seen that shit in so long.
Yeah, it's a fucking terrific show.
Fucking terrific, bud.
Yeah.
What else was terrific? Let's talk about our top threes. Mine are in third place. Whoa, just lost the page. In third place,
No.
I've got Detective Comics. Second place, I've got Green Lantern. And in first, I have Green Arrow. With my favorite moment being the off-panel Kami Kami Ha with Kyle blasting Superboy with his powers.
Fair enough. My top three is very similar, but I have Green Lantern at number 3, Detective Comics number 2, and number 1 going to Green Arrow, much like yourself. My favorite moment, though, is honestly going to go to Superboy Prime crashing into the Fortress of Solitude because I did not expect that. Legitimately, I thought the last we'd see of Superboy Prime for a long time was the last issue, but here he is.
I did think so too. I was right there.
I was pleasantly surprised, and I was happy to see it.
I said, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, then I guess that leaves one final section of the show to take care of, and that is our favorite covers. We've got Detective Comics,
beautiful.
we've got Green Arrow, Green Lantern, The Flash, and Superman and Justice League Unlimited.
That gives me PTSD. Like, far from me to shirk a Dan Mora cover because they're always gorgeous. I can't love that JLU cover because of the contents. It hurts. It hurts, but I can't. Ah, man. So I'm honestly kind of stuck between Green Arrow, Detective Comics, and Green Lantern. Okay, maybe a little less Detective Comics. Green Arrow and Green Lantern are maybe the top 2 covers for me right now. But man, I think because of who I am as a person, I have to give it to Green Lantern because it makes me think of my wife every time I look at it.
Yeah. And now I've planted that idea in your head for renewal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a beautiful image.
Now you need to go and get this framed and put up on a wall so you remember it.
Yeah, I need to go get this cover. Let me fucking look at what cover I got. I have the bag right next to me. Okay, what's your favorite cover?
All right, I have no choice but to give it to your other choice, and that is going to be Green Arrow. That is just absolutely gorgeous. One hell of a cover. I love Detective. Detective is gorgeous. Like everything Mikkel Hunting does. Jesus. I don't know why I can't say his name half the time when he's one of my favorite artists. But yeah, definitely Green Arrow. That's going to be the one that takes the cake this week. And that's us, the Geek Matrix. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Ooh, a little higher.
That's the cover I got.
Oh, that's pretty sick. I like it.
Yeah, that's why I went with it. But I think I really need to go and take the other one. You want to see the other covers I got?
Sure.
While we're here, Fantastic Four #4. I had to go with Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie Bear is the thing.
I thought
that's
I
awesome.
wasn't in love with any of the covers because there's a lot of like gimmicky covers this month, but this one I love the Muppets. I really do. I had to go with this one.
Waka waka waka.
Waka Waka. Transformers #20.
Excuse me. You say it 3
Yeah.
times, not twice.
No, he only says it twice.
No, he doesn't. Waka waka waka.
I don't think you're right. Who is he? Pac-Man? Waka 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 Waka. No.
No, and that's waka 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 waka. Totally different.
Anyway, Transformers #25.
Nice.
It kind of opens up and you see other Autobots underneath. But my favorite one, I had a hard time picking this one. This is what I picked for New History #4.
Ooh, that is a sharp cover.
Right? Joe Moline always makes a great cover. But that is the series, that 4-issue series, always had great covers.
Indeed.
So that's what I got. I think I need to go back and get that main cover for #28, though.
Yeah, so you don't forget, obviously. Yeah. All right, everybody, that is it. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week covering all of DC's weekly releases. Same geek time, same geek channel-ish. And hopefully Rob will show us some more covers. That is the show. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In Geek Matrix, you are not alone.